Hello, everyone. I'm Ian. I do developer relations and partnerships at Tools for Humanity, supporting the WorldCoin ecosystem. And I'm here to tell you about how we are bringing World ID to Solana. So, how do you know who or what is a real and unique person online? Right? This is a big, tough question. CAPTCHAs don't really work super well anymore, and we don't want to have to go around scanning everyone's IDs just to know that they're actually a person and not a bot. World ID is built to be the answer to that question. With World ID, you can know that your user's a real human doing something only once without them revealing to anyone, not even to WorldCoin, which unique human they are. And for that, we use this device called the orb. The orb is a trusted hardware device that checks to make sure that you're human. It takes a photo of each of your irises on the device, calculates an iris code, a digital representation of the pattern of your iris, which is only used to check and make sure that you only verify at the orb once, and then it verifies your World ID, adding your World ID public key to a Merkle tree on Ethereum mainnet. We've built World ID to be privacy first, decentralized, and open source. And there's a lot of different use cases for World ID, right? Bot resistance and Sybil resistance make sense for a ton of different use cases. Personally, I think social media is a very obvious one, but a very applicable one. But my personal favorite is customer incentives. I remember back when we had the 2-week free trial of Netflix, and I definitely spun up more than a handful of email accounts to keep getting those free trials. And then Netflix got rid of it because people like me kept using Netflix without paying for it and taking advantage of the lack of Sybil resistance. But World ID can fix that. We've built World ID to be super easy to integrate across the web, mobile applications, and on-chain applications. But so far, those on-chain applications have mostly been in the Ethereum ecosystem, right? But we've had a few different Solana community applications use World ID off-chain. Recently, Discover launched their World ID integration, so you can sign into Discover with World ID. And quite a few months ago, Drip integrated World ID to offer a sort of sign-on bonus of droplets to users who are verified with World ID. And what we saw is that these two integrations have been some of our most successful World ID integrations. We trialed both of these, highlighting them to users in World App, our mobile application, and we saw tens of thousands, up into the hundreds of thousands of users verifying with World ID on these apps. We said, well, why don't we have World ID available on Solana? And it turns out that was because of the BN254 syscalls, which are now available, or will be in the near future. So we hit up Wormhole Labs and gave them a grant to implement our smart contracts for Solana, and to bring World ID over from Ethereum mainnet to Solana so you can use World ID natively on-chain. What they've built is currently being audited, but will be available in production in hopefully the coming weeks, maybe months, depends on the audit. But I'm incredibly excited that you'll be able to use World ID on Solana. So with this, right, World ID is proving that your user is a unique human doing an action only once, or however many times you want them to, with a tamper-proof message called the signal. And from the user's perspective, right, they'll scan this QR code displayed in your front end. In the World app, they'll generate this zero-knowledge proof, proving that they're actually verified at the orb, and then your application will verify this zero-knowledge proof, right? So this widget on the left is what the user sees. This is ID Kit, which you integrate into your front end. We have a few different libraries available for it. Any of them will work, depending on what your front end looks like. In World App, they'll see this prompt to verify for your application, right? But then after that, what do you do? This single call is all you need in order to verify the World ID proof on Solana. And because copying code off of a slide deck is pretty hard, this QR code will link you to the template repository that Wormhole Labs built to use World ID on Solana. So thank you all. Let's build some great stuff together. And if you have any other questions, you can find me on Twitter.